5th of September, Rabbi Furst, Pierke, Avos. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Lou. How are you today? Good luck.
Yeah, I'm doing well. How about you? Good shows.
Okay. Okay.
So before anybody gets here, I just want to mention to you that my wife's birthday. So she said she wanted a special present for me. She wanted me to talk to my sister.
Okay,
So,
fine. Fine, good, okay.
So I said, okay, I talked to my sister. It went okay. I'm not positive exactly how it went. Told her, I said, I'm not apologizing for anything that I did because I didn't do anything wrong in my opinion. But said I feel sorry for the fact that you suffered emotional pain. To accept that. Just want to let you
I
know.
think, Lou, just check your mic, just check your, you're breaking up, check your microphone. It's a little broken up, the voice, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Let me let Barry and then I'll check.
Okay. Yeah, so, you wouldn't say you actually broke the ice, did you, or no?
Yeah, I broke the ice. I told her I was sorry that that she suffered that emotional pain that having her son get married was a bad experience for her. So
Right.
yeah, and she seemed to accept that. Yeah, I'm gonna test my speaker now.
Started. Uh-huh. All right, yeah, not an easy situation, huh? Shame. All right, hopefully things will improve, man.
This is a test.
Yeah, getting better. I think it's a little bit better.
Yeah, it tested okay.
Okay.
I'm sitting closer. I think the problem is I was sitting back. I'll try and
Okay.
sit closer.
All right, fine, very good. Good morning, Roy. How are you today?
Good morning, Rabbi Furst. Baruch Hashem, I'm fine. Yourself?
Yeah, the show.
Good. Everybody else okay?
Yeah,
Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Good morning, Roy. Good morning, Barry.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi.
Okay, you might have the new sheet that we sent out. It's a tshuva from Rav Moshe on the bracha of Shechianu in its relationship to Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Thought that might be something which would be worthwhile to learn. So yeah, I guess we can begin. Yeah, if you have it in front of you, if you have it on your screen. This is Shalosh Shuvas Igros Moshe or Chaim Chelik Hey Simin Mem Gimel Divra Maskil Avol Lo. Yeah, so he's speaking about when he says Amri Zman, the reference to Shechianu and many of the Svarim Zman, when you make Birkas Zman is a reference to making the bracha of Shechianu. Right.
All right.
We'll see. Yeah. Okay.
May I have the
Yeah,
privilege of reading?
sure. If anyone doesn't object, that's okay. Fine. Fine with me.
Okay. Id Kiddush Gadol Hu Sheomrin Zman Afilu
Be Rosh Hashanah v'Yom Kippur.
Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. So it's a very big novelty that we say Shechianu even on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Dilarav u'Shmuel, that Rav and Shmuel ein omrin ella b'regalim.
Right.
Rav and Shmuel say we only say it on the pilgrimages,
Right.
Pesach,
That would be-
Shavuos, and Sukkot.
Right, so that's the opinion of Rav and Shmuel in the Gemara. I was able to locate the Gemara. I have to still try and track down the Gemara, but the Gemara obviously mentions Rav and Shmuel being in the opinion that the only time Shechianu is made is on the festivals. That's obviously the exclusion of Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur.
Right, interesting. So Gis ha Gemara Tehila Soveris De'ain Omrin Zaman Ella De Devak
Davka specifically.
Dafka Al Hakos. So Gis means that they hold.
Well, sugyas is like the sugya, the topic of the Gemara.
Oh, the sugya in the Gemara begins.
Good.
Soveris is what's Soveris?
Well, it begins by thinking, meaning the Havamim of the Gemara, the Techilas Soveris, at the
Initial thought
of the Gemara was as follows, right?
that we don't say Shechianu, except we only say Shechianu specifically on a cup. We only say Shechianu on a cup. We don't say it when we don't have a cup.
Right.
So basically, it means we say it by Kiddush on Yontif.
That's what it's referring to, right? That the time to say the bracha Shechianu is at the time when you make Kiddush.
Right. She'im Kain, that therefore, Furash, Shelo al Hayamim, Be'etzem, Mevarechi. It explains that we don't bless on the day itself. Af she etzem hayom u inyan mitzvah dishavisa. Even that on itself, on the day itself, it is the subject. It is the essence of the mitzvah. Shavisa, I don't know.
Shavis is like from the resting. Meaning after etzem hayom hu inyan mitzvah the shavisa, meaning the etzem hayom, meaning the actual day, meaning the actual day has to do with the command to be Shabbat. I mean on Yom Tov and Shabbos, right? The primary, right? The primary command, which is a component of the day's avoda, is that of being not doing malacha. Shavisa is not doing the malacha.
The vad, the
Halavim, the negative commandments.
Oh,
right.
The negative commandments. Only the negative commandments. Levad ma shehei mim
Shahayamim, Shayamim.
Shehayamim, and only what that the days Nechayvin require Sais to be done mitzvos bahem that are commandments for in them af the doros, even for the generations.
Mhm. Okay, so one second. Let's try and
Understand what that means.
yeah. Okay, so like this. So it says the original statement was that it's a very big chiddush that we say Shechianu on the days of Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, because Rav and Shmuel are of the opinion that we only make Shechianu on the festivals Sukkot, Pesach, and Shavuos. Now the sugya, the Gemara begins with the Havamina, with the thought of that you don't say the bracha Shechianu except on a kois, meaning when you're making kiddush, that's the only time that you're really supposed to be able to make the bracha shechianu. And based on that, if that's so, if that if that's so, Rav Moshe makes a statement here that it's not on the actual day. It's not on the actual day that we're making a blessing, right? Because I'll explain as follows, meaning if you're making a bracha on the day, so it's enough that you're experiencing that passage of time, which is that day. Let's say Rosh Hashanah, Pesach, Shavuos, Yom Kippur. So if you're experiencing the passage of that day, so that's enough. If the bracha on Shechianu is about the actual day, right? So
Right.
if it was that, meaning you wouldn't need, right? You wouldn't need to make it specifically on the kais, right?
Right.
So the fact that you need to make it specifically on a kais is a proof that it's not on the actual day. It's not because the actual day you could say it just simply by being alive during that passage of time, anywhere, whatever you happen to be doing, right? The fact that the bracha shechianu was established on a kois seems to indicate that it's not because the day itself is what you're making a bracha on, right? And as he explains further, sha'afa etzem hayom hu inyan mitzvah shivisa, even though that the actual day is really dealing with the command of resting on that day or those days, levad halavim, excluding from any specific laving, negative commandments might be involved, right? Ulavad, and even excluding masha yomim mechayim la'asis mitzvah of minaldoros, meaning and excluding also what specific things those days require you to do, right? In terms of fulfilling mitzvahs, even for later generations, meaning on Pesach, you have to eat matzah. On Rosh Hashanah, you have to listen to a shofar. On Sukkot, you have to sit in a sukkah and take a lulav, right? So the day is, that's the question. Does the day itself have some specific unique entity that is worthy of the bracha shechianu, or is it simply because of the other accessories to the day which you're supposed to be doing? What makes the bracha shechianu obligatory? Is it the day itself that makes it obligatory, or is it the mitzvahs, the accessories which surround the actual day? Right. So that's the question that Rav Moshe is dealing with. So
I'm
that's
a little confused by the word levad. You
Mhm.
translate it as excluding. It's excluding favors from what?
Meaning, again, the question is, does the bracha shechianu, is it enough that it's going on the actual day itself, or does it have to be accompanied with other things besides the actual 24-hour or so time period of that day in the calendar, right? So he's explaining it's besides, there's the Etzem day, if the actual day was worthy of the Shechianu, that would be in addition to all the lobbying that were involved, and in addition to all the accessories of the day that were involved in terms of the specific mitzvahs that you would be fulfilling.
What about the women lighting candles?
Right.
They say Shechianu.
Right. So that's what we're going to be getting into. We're going to discuss that because that's part of the whole question here as to whether or not the day, right? The day is what's causing the Shechianu, right? Or is it something else? But the real question is what's causing the Shechianu. So we're dealing right now in the trying to understand why Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are Chiddush, and the fact that the candle lighting is significant for the women, right? So that is where we attached their bracha of Shechianu to their mitzvah of lighting the neighbors. But is that a proof that it's the real day which is causing the Shechianu, or is it the mitzvah which is causing the Shechianu? So that we haven't gotten to the end of that discussion yet.
But you explained that we're excluding, or we're saying except for the mitzvahs, the obligations to do mitzvahs. Isn't the Kiddush doesn't Kiddush fall into that group of the mitzvahs that you're doing for the day, and therefore you should
Right,
not be saying Shechianu?
That's the mitzvah to Mekadesh the Yom. You have to Mekadesh the Yom, right?
Right.
Kiddushes are sanctification of the day through our acknowledging that this is a special day, right? So,
Right.
but see the real question is like this: that you have, for example, Testvav of Nisan. Testvav of Nisan is Passover, right? So the statement of the statement which is contained in the bracha of Shechianu, right? Is that statement of Shechianu basically going on the fact that that day has now arrived and we are privileged to be, right, alive on that day? Or could it be because that day contains different commandments which we're obligated to fulfill, either positively or negatively, and because of those mitzvahs which are surrounding the day, that's why we're saying the Shechianu.
The wording of Shechianu is what bringing us to this season.
Yes.
But if we say it on a new suit, so we're obviously not blessing the day, blessing the fact that we arrived at the point where we could buy a new suit.
Right. So that's the point. Meaning, it's not that it's the experience of having that new suit is worthy of our making a bracha Shechianu, right? So it is. So that's sort of like the same thing. Is it like you're when you're able to put on that suit and experience the buying of that suit and the wearing that suit? So that gives you a right to say a Shechianu. So it's sort of like the Yom Tovim are like a suit. You're now able to put on this day. You're putting on your neshama is now wearing a special day. It's not a weekday. It's wearing a special day, right? So the neshama is, so to speak, putting on a special suit, which is called the Yom Tov, right?
But-
So that's if the actual day has some serious significance in and of itself, even without without the other peripheral mitzvahs which are involved with the obligations of that particular day.
But that's what Roy brought up a good point, Rebbe, because the Lashon of Shechianu is talking about a Zman. The Zman Hazeh.
Right.
We're arriving at something, the Higianu.
Right.
So it seems to be that it's related to coming to a certain point in time that is already ordained by Hashem, that's Yantiv.
At that point,
Isn't that what is that goes along with what you said, Roy?
yes, but also that wouldn't happen if the event wasn't there. So it wouldn't happen if Sukkot wasn't there. Then
Right.
the day would be the day.
Right.
But because Sukkot is there, you can have. If Sukkot was put to another day, then that's when we would say Shechianu. But if we put the day to another day, we wouldn't make Shechianu on that. So
Yes, we would, because what the rabbi just said is that when you put on the new suit, you're making that day, the day in which you put on the suit, a special day.
do you say Shechianu when we change the time clock?
No, I
Good
mean,
point.
No.
no, I mean, there are a lot of occurrences that come during the course of a year that are special events, but they're not all worthy of us saying a Shechianu.
Right, but those that are worthy of it, or that we deem important enough to say it, it's because they're there, not because the day is there.
Right. So that's the question. What is making this time period so special? Is it the time period itself, or is it the mitzvahs which are the accessories to this time period?
So I'm arguing based on the example of the suit that it's the mitzvahs. Because with the suit, you've just made established the day as being special. And you're saying Shechianu on that fact.
Right.
So I'm saying the suit isn't taking the same role as the Kiddush.
Okay. So we see there are a couple of different ways of understanding this. So let's see how Rav Moshe approached the question. Okay. Let's continue on.
Ulai ma she'ein levarech zman al etzem hayom. Perhaps that which it is not, we are not blessing Shechianu on the day itself. Perhaps we're not blessing Shechianu on the day itself.
Right, and that's one reason why you're supposed to do it in Kiddush, right? You're supposed to do it Kiddush when you're doing that mitzvah. The fulfillment of that mitzvah gives you the added extra ability to make the Shechianu, where simply without an attachment to Kiddush, you wouldn't be able to make that Shechianu.
Who mitam to al mitzios hayamim elu. It is from the reason that upon which we find these days. Bishnei lo shayich levarech
Hayamim elu b'shana.
B'shana, in the year.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm lost. I can't find a place.
Okay, we're at the two line paragraph begin with the word ulai. Ulay Masha Ein Levarach Zman Al Etzem Hayom.
Can't see it on the screen.
1 second.
Oh, Ve'ulai Ma She'ain. Is that it? Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yes, and it's along there, is it?
Yeah, I'm just saying on the second line, kokach, right below ulai.
Correct. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to translate now.
Ulay, it's possible.
Oh, okay, I'll go back to ulai. It's possible that we're not blessing Shechianu on the day itself. It's the reason that we find these days of the year, it's not appropriate to bless so much. I don't know what is kerach.
But okay, behechrach ba'in. The ha behechrach ba'in, that that they're coming necessarily. They're coming out of necessity. Or they're coming per force.
Okay, so what and be'in is
Ba'in, they come.
they come. So out of necessity they come. Okay. So these days come out of necessity. Uvidia lechol ein ze shum chidush. What is this? Uvidia?
The ain shum. Let's just go back before this last paragraph, just last two lines. So Rav Moshe is setting out the following concept that ulai it's ulai mash ein levoreg zman al etzem hayom. It could be the reason why we don't make the bracha on the actual day, meaning we need some kind of a mitzvah to attach the bracha shechianu on, and we don't make the bracha simply on the fact that the day is now here. It could be on because of the essence of what these days are during the year. It's not possible to make a bracha so much. Why? They're coming per force. They're coming automatically by necessity. They're coming by force of circumstance. Nothing has really occurred here. It's just the passage of time, which these days have now come upon us through the passage of time. There's nothing that's been created or invented, or nothing that's taken place here that these days should now be upon us. Simply through the hekrach, the necessity of time, and that's what gave these days their opportunity to be now.
Do we make a shechianu when you have a Chanukas Habayit?
I'm not sure about the minhag about Hanukkah's Habayis. It could be. Then we've got to be Tovu Meitiv. There's a difference between a shechianu and Tovu Meitiv, unless he's a single person living by himself. But usually a house is something which is enjoyed by many different people.
Right.
But if it would be a single situation, let's say, it would be a shechianu, and it could very well be if he actually takes if he actually is coined, it actually belongs to him. It could be. Isn't that true? Very true. Could be.
But there's no shechianu by marriage.
I think the Sfardim, the chassan gets a talus, and he puts the talus on underneath the chuppah, and he makes a bracha and also Shechianu on the talus, and he also has combined for the chasana. It's not so simple that you don't make a Shechianu on the chasana, but there's specific reasons for that. Maybe we can maybe discuss that sometime or another.
Right.
What was this word uvidii?
Uba'enu, and they come. But the habe hechrich ba'oin, and by out of necessity they come.
And what's the next word?
Ubiyidia lekol, and it's known to all. It's not something special. I mean, it's simply there on the calendar. Everyone knows this. It's not something which is unique, special. That's been a surprise of some sort or another. Right? There's no uniqueness about it. Let's put it that way.
Right. Okay.
Ve'ein shum chiddush. There's no uniqueness to it, right? It's known by all, and there's no uniqueness to it.
We're referring there to the Yom Tov.
Yeah, to the Yom Tov,
Whatever-
exactly. To
whatever-
the day of the Yom Tov, right?
Yeah, whatever we're making it on.
That's right. Okay.
So in other words,
Um,
it's saying perhaps we should say that it's not appropriate to say Shechianu on the day, because the day comes out of necessity. There's nothing special about it.
Right.
Mitzad Hoda al etzem Hamriya Hare Tiknu Manu Varech B'chol Yom. So it's from the perspective of giving thanks on the essential nature of the creation. Behold, there is a correction for us to. It is a correction for us to bless every day.
Which it's been established for us to relay every day, meaning on the actual thankfulness for the actual bria of that the universe exists and we exist in the universe on this day that we've now reached this special day, right? Hari tiknu lanu levarak b'kol yom. It's been established for us to bless about that every day.
Okay, so we should be every day. We should be thankful that we reached this season. In other words, we reached this day. Bivarachos shachar, morning blessings. Al kol prat, and every specific thing.
Right, meaning it was been established for us to make a our statement of thankfulness and gratefulness to HaKadosh Baruch Hu over the existence of the universe. When we make Birkas HaShacher, I'll call Prat and Prat, all those things we say, Pierke Ivrim, Shalom Sani Goy, we say, Matira Sarim, all those Birkas HaShacher, and all the things going on through all the way that throughout Sukkot Zimra and even the Birkas Kriyashma, Yotzer, or all these things we've been established us to make specific statements of thankfulness over the things in the universe.
Right. Ubivichas Yotzer or, and the blessing of he forms light. The livnei
It's Kriyashma.
Kriyashma, that is before Kriyashma. Al etzem habriya, on the existence of the creation, shemechadesh b'chol yom, that is renewed each day, tamid, continuously, Maseh Bereshis, the actions from the beginning. She v'zeh nichlal birkas hoda al kol yom kamo shehu. And with this, general principle is that we bless for Thanksgiving on every day as it is. The Leka Yisron B'Yemei HaRegalim. It's not Yisron. What is Yisron specific to?
Yisro, there's nothing like extra. There's nothing Yisro or something. There's nothing special. There's nothing extra special. There's nothing extra special.
In the days of the pilgrimages. I don't know these abbreviations.
The Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur.
Oh, in Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, Al Yemei HaShivasos, concerning the days of the oaths, Hashivasos.
Al Yemei HaShabbosos, and on Shabbos.
Shabbos.
Al Yemei HaShabbosos, meaning there's nothing really extra special about the days of the festivals, Pesach, Shavuos, and Sukkot, and Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur over the Yemei HaShabbosos, over the weekdays. Meaning the weekdays we make special praise and gratitude to HaKadosh Baruch Hu over the fact that the days have been created by Him and that we're alive on a new day. And so that exists in the same way for the festivals in Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur as well.
Mm-hmm. I'm a little lost. I mean, how can you say there's nothing special about those days compared to the weekdays?
Oh, in terms of let's put it this way: in terms of the physical existence of those days, there's nothing truly unique and special about the physical uniqueness of those days, as opposed to the weekdays. And and whatever we say about the weekdays, we also say and we give sufficient thanks to HaKadosh Baruch Hu for creating the weekdays and the fact that we're alive on the weekdays, and we do that again on the festivals on Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah as well, right? So there's nothing special. Yeah, that's right. Because Shachar, or all those things we say, those include all the things that Hashem's doing for us on a daily, constant basis, and He's renewing the Ma'aser Bereshis b'kol Yom each and every day, and we're also privileged to enjoy the day as being a physical entity as well. And we thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu with Birkas HaShachar for the day being a physical entity, right? But so we've done that. So then on the actual day itself, there's no reason to say a special bracha of Shechianu because of the day itself.
I can see if he said that comparing those 5 days to Shabbos. He said, look, Shabbos is also a special day. We don't say Shechianu on Shabbos.
Right, exactly. That's also true. Right, that's also true. There's special reasons why we don't say a Shechianu on Shabbos, but you see that the fact that it's simply Shabbos is not enough of a reason to say Shechianu.
But that's not what he says. He says that compared to a weekday.
Yeah, all you may have Shabbos on the days of the week.
I mean, Rosh Hashanah is a special day compared to Tuesday.
Right, but in terms of the actual physical existence of the day, we've already said thank you for Akash Baruch Hu for the actual physical existence of the day.
Right, but now we want to say thank you for the existence of the day as a special day.
Well, okay, so the question that's going to be something we have to now move into. We have to now try and understand, therefore, on what special aspect of the days of the festivals in Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, perhaps, are we worthy of saying a Shechianu on?
Okay. Lechein Savrei Rav Ushmuel Derek V'Regalim Omrim Zman, and therefore Rav and Shmuel think that the pilgrimages, we say it's the season. We say Shechianu. On the pilgrimages, we say Shechianu.
Right, Derak B'Regalim Omrim Zman, that Rav and Shmuel, they are of the opinion that only on the festivals, Pesach, Shavuos, and Sukkot, do we say the bracha Shechianu. Why?
Oh, I missed the word rock. Okay, only on those days. Shehu mitzad ha'chiyuv ha'smecha sheyesh b'Regalim, and it is from the perspective of the obligation to be happy on the pilgrimages. We have a specific obligation to be happy on the pilgrimages,
Right.
which it doesn't apply to Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur.
Right, at least not in the same way, right.
Shilavad chiyuv simcha de carbonos sheik al kol adam b'regalim, that only there is a obligation of happiness, that the sacrifices, happiness in the sacrifices, that they are for every person on the pilgrimages.
So 1 second. So Rav Moshe is now adding a new element to why how we can understand this. That Rav and Shmuel are of the opinion that it's only on the festivals because of the chiyuv of simcha that we have on Pesach, Shavuos, and Sukkot, and that's beyond that's beyond the obligation of simcha that you have by the karbanos, that there is by a person who comes and brings his korban to the Beis Hamikdash on the regular, right? Because that's not the simcha we're talking. We're talking about the simcha that the person simply is happy that it's Pesach. It's simply happy that it's obligation. He's obligated to be happy that it's Pesach, Shavuos, and Sukkot. Because that ikah of simcha become b'kol makom. It's an obligation and simcha in any place. I mean, there's not
happy all the time.
Well, that's part of the mitzvah of the day. You're not simply happy at the time when you had the Beis Hamikdash and a person was bringing his korban. Even when there was a Beis Hamikdash, and people were being korbanos, but there was still a simcha, a chiyuv of simcha even without that. Why? Because he, as he explains, the who etzem asimcha believe, that is the essence of what is the joy that's stemming from the heart.
What is the essence of the joy that's stemming from the heart?
I could say that again. I just broke up. I didn't hear clearly. Ru.
You said it's the essence of the joy that's stemming from the heart. My question is, what is it? What is the essence of the joy that's stemming from the heart?
There's a Kadosh Baruch who commands us that on Pesach, Shavuos, and Sukkot we have to be happy, right? We have to be happy, not because we're not happy. That's the whole question. Exactly. What are we happy about? If a person's bringing korbanos to the Beis Hamikdash, so he says a shechiano and he's happy because he's bringing his korban to the Beis Hamikdash. If he's taking a lulav, so he's happy that he's doing the mitzvah, taking a lulav, and he says a shechiano on that lulav. And same thing with sitting in sukkah or listening to a shofar, right? But the actual happiness that you have during the day, even without the accompaniment of any specific mitzvah, it's also a simcha. Right?
So he's saying that the happiness of the day itself is a source of simcha beyond any specific mitzvah of the day.
Right. There's a specific, there's an obligation of simcha on those days, which goes beyond the actual specific mitzvahs of that day.
Okay, ke shitos shown hakra the hayus ach simcha. And it's obvious that the language of the pasuk what is the hiyus?
Vayisa ach sameach. That's a pasuk, which is the command of being joyous on the regalim. Vayisa ach sameach. There's a whole what the word ach means in this case is a very big discussion. But it's basically va'asa. You should be joyful.
Okay, so the it's obvious that this expression of the pasuk, you should be joyous. What's obvious?
It's the lashon of the pasuk. When the Torah commands you to be happy, it's not telling you to be happy about any specific thing. You should be happy simply because this is the day that Hashem wants you to be happy. He wants you to be happy on these days. These days, Hashem is commanding you to be happy.
Right. This is the song B'Samachta, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And it's our response in the Hallel. This is the day that Hashem created. Let's be happy in it.
Yeah, that's right. Also, that fits in very well. That's right.
It's our response.
Mm-hmm.
Hayom Asah Hashem.
Mhm.
Right. Very good.
That pretty much says it's the day.
Yeah, well, no, but it's the command to be happy on that day, right? It's
Right.
it's not the accessory mitzvahs. It's not the day itself. It's the command that we're supposed to be happy on that day.
Oh, it's the happiness. But it says this is the day that Hashem made. Be happy. Isn't that
Right.
saying that's the making of the day that is the source of The happiness?
Well, no, again, if it was simply the making of the day, you already said that, and then Birkas Hashachar. You gave your thanksgiving to Akash Baruch Hu that you made the day, but this is a day that he made that you should be happy in, right? This is not stam a regular day. This is not a regular day. This is a day that he created for you to be happy in.
It's very hard.
It's similar to just like Akash Baruch Hu created for you a suit for you to wear and enjoy, right? So he created you with his day, right? But not simply a day like any other day. He created this day that you should be happy in.
Happier. We're supposed to be happy every day.
That's true. That's also true. Correct. That's
You know,
right.
I mean, so
Definitely. Yeah.
When you say Shechianu on the suit, you're saying I'm happy that I got this suit. Not
Okay.
saying I'm happy that I got this suit on this day.
No, because again, what you're getting is you're getting a Pesach, you're getting a Shavuos, you're getting a Sukkot. So Hashem is giving you this day. It's not a day like other days.
Okay, the gam lishmoach ule simcha b'chol echad kfi she'efshar lo. It says also to hear and to be happy each one in accordance with what's possible for him.
Right, exactly. Meaning so okay, that's the specific way to fulfill the way you're supposed to be happy is according to what you have. Each person according to what he has.
The basar, the dagim, with flesh, with meat and fish, the ha-chilfas, the gadim, and with beautiful clothes.
Right. Exactly.
Ubigdei tziva'onim v'nashim uchedomeh. And the clothing of women.
Well, yeah, big day tzivoni and colorful garments for the women. Meaning, chalifis begadim is to change your clothes. Meaning, from not wearing weekday clothes to wear special Shabbos or Yom Tov clothes. And for the women, they should have special colored clothes, very very bright and very decorative begadim clothes.
Eye-catching.
Well, that's for the husbands, not for everybody else.
Yeah, but then they should only wear them at home.
That's right. You're right. Exactly right, Barry. You're right. You are right.
That's right.
Not to shul. We should go to shul.
Right.
Yeah. No, not the shul. Should be sneezed when they go to shul.
Right.
All right. So we don't want to start trouble, guys, but you have to
None
speak
trouble.
to you have to speak to your wife about this.
Mm-hmm.
They have to dress in black when they go
You
out,
s-
and then
You speak to your wife. I'll
well,
do the not
I would-
causing trouble part.
All right.
Okay. Let's see if we can try and finish it up. Maybe.
What, Rabbi?
We'll go a little bit longer and try and finish it up. Let's try.
I'm going to continue.
Yeah, if you like. Yeah, we have another two paragraphs, because tomorrow, I'm not sure if there'll be time for everyone to learn tomorrow. I don't know what the situation is tomorrow.
I don't think I'll be able to
No,
participate tomorrow
tomorrow is.
morning.
Yeah, so let's try and
Alright.
finish it up. We'll go a few minutes today and we'll finish it up.
ואין זה קיים בהכרח.
Behechrach.
That's the word we had before.
Right. This is not being fulfilled out of necessity. I mean, this is, meaning the day comes whether you like it or not, but you're being happy on the day that's not gonna be out of necessity. That's something that you have to do. It's not gonna come automatically. The fact that the day comes astronomically, that's something which comes automatically without your intervention or your support of any way. But whether you're going to be happy and whether you're going to demonstrate your happiness in the ways that Hashem wants you to do that, so only that's known by the people who are able to do those things.
ומשחייב מעצם מציאוס הימים בשנה. And one is obligated in the existence of the benefits of the days of the year. She'al zeh,
Sha'al zeh,
that regarding this, ha ein omrim shehachayinu.
Shechianu, right.
Yeah, shehechianu. Don't say shehechianu. The ha shaykh the inyan hamatzius dam shalo lishmoach. That it's appropriate for the matter of the things that we find also that are not shmoach, I don't know.
Right, that to be happy, like the right. The hash shaykh le'inyan hametzius gam shelo l'smoch. It's the actual metzius, the physical metzius of the day is there whether you're happy or not. Right.
Right. Af lo hasimcha lev. Even if he's not happy in his heart. Af she yikayem chiyuvei ha-mo'adim. Even if he fulfills the obligations of the meeting
of the modim, of the festival. I mean, even if he's going to be fulfilling the obligations of the modim, he's going to eat matzah, he's going to sit in the sukkah, right? He's going to fulfill all the mitzvahs of the day, but he can do that without being really honestly happy. Right? You can go through the dry physical act of doing the mitzvahs, but that's not going to be a fulfillment of what Hashem wants in terms of being happy on this day.
We have to be happy that we arrived at this point.
Yes, that's right.
I mean, we're when we get to Rosh Hashanah, we have to be besimcha that we're able to stand before Hashem.
Right.
That we have the opportunity. So that, I guess that's the motivation for the extra simcha.
Yes, so that's definitely part of it, right? Mm-hmm.
But don't we have to be? Is it the obligation of happiness that we should be doing things that we enjoy on the day? Not just that the day exists, but that we're eating
That's,
wine,
that's-
drinking wine and eating meat.
that's right, that we're supposed to be doing things which we should be enjoying and being happy about. So that's part of, and that's something which is only in our hands. That's something which is not gonna come automatically, like the day comes automatically. But we're
So-
now
so-
doing something, the joy that we have, and which has been stimulated through doing those things which we hopefully enjoy, is something which is in our hands.
But we have to have in mind lichvoid yontif.
Definitely so, yes, definitely.
Lichvoid yontif. That attributes it to the yontif.
Right,
Not just, we're just not having a party.
right, exactly. Okay.
Aval lo shayich ta'am zeh levarech shehechianu b'Rosh Hashanah v'Yom Kippur. But it's not fitting. It's not a fitting reason to bless Shechianu on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Shalo nemar beho chiyuv shesimcha simcha. That it's not. We don't say what is beho.
That it's both, like in, it didn't say in it, in them, it didn't say in them, Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, that there's an obligation of simcha.
Okay. Shalo chiyuv isor malacha. That rather there's an obligation to not do malacha. V'ta'anis, and to fast on Yom Kippur.
That's what we're told to do. We're told not to do malach on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and we're told to fast on Yom Kippur. That's what we're told to do. We're not told anything about being happy on Yom Kippur.
Shemitzad zeh hevan sheyamim elu ha kevoim b'chol shana v'shana. That from this perspective, since that these days are close, kivoim, what's kivoim?
These days are kavuim b'kol shana v'shana. Since these days are fixed, they're fixed days that occur on specific dates in each and every year.
Okay. Kechol Yamos Hashana, like all the days of the year, Umuchrachim, Haim, the Ba, the Yodim, Haim, Lechol Echad, Sheyivo, Shemitzad Zeh Lo Haya. Tzorech levarech. That all the days of the year, they're like all the days of the year. What is buchrachim?
We're forced
We are forced
to come. The day, each day is forced to come. That day comes whether we like it or not.
And it's known that they are all, that it's known to everybody that they come.
Right.
That from this perspective, it is not necessary to bless.
Right. So that's why, meaning the way it's going to take shape halacha l'mais is if a person for some reason, right, he didn't make shechianu. For some reason, he didn't make shechianu on. Let's take Rosh Hashanah by Kiddush. He's supposed to make shechianu by the Kiddush, right? So let's say he didn't make shechianu by the Kiddush, and he remembers sometime later that night, right?
Right.
So when he remembers, he's not doing any specific mitzvah which is related to Rosh Hashanah. So it could be that he would not be able to make the shechianu because the shechianu was attached to Kiddush, because it could be, according to these concepts that Rav Moshe is presenting to us, there is no real reason to make a shechianu specifically on the day of Rosh Hashanah. We have a similar case by Hanukkah. Okay, by Hanukkah, we make a shechianu the first night when we light the menorah. Okay. If a person for some reason didn't make a shechianu when he lit the menorah the first night, so he waits until he lights his menorah for the second night, right, to make a shechianu. And that can continue all the way through the eighth night. Now, let's say he forgot all the way through the eighth night, and he lit the menorah the eighth night, and now
And he forgot also on the eighth night?
forgot also on the eighth night to make the shechianu, and now there's not going to be any lighting of the menorah anymore. So there's a very big question whether he can make a shechianu, because it's very similar to here, Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. There's no mitzvah simcha on Hanukkah, for example, and they attach therefore the shechianu to be made along with the lighting of the menorah. But if a person's forgotten completely, absolutely throughout the whole time, and now there's not going to be any other opportunity to make another lighting of the menorah, it could be that he has lost the shechianu completely, because there's no reason to make shechianu on the specific existence of a specific day. That apparently is not enough of a reason to make a shechianu. Okay, so I would say a lot of deep concepts here. It's a big subject. We can maybe return to it as time goes on. We'll try and reinforce and understand a little bit more about the whole concept of what the bracha shechianu is, when you say it, when you don't say it, on what you say it. And okay. So all right, you've gone a bit over, but I'm glad we finished this. So we'll take a break and
Okay.
continue in a few minutes with the Mishnah Berurah here. Roy, I wish you a kasima tova, all your